$10,000. That's the number. That's the one that changed my life. Not because of what it buys, but because of what it changes in you. Not a million, not six figure, just 10 grands. And if that sounds small to you, stay with me, because if you don't have it yet, this is your wake-up call. I retired at 41, and now I help people like you to build a life of financial freedom without giving up your favorite coffee or counting every single penny. Today we are talking about something that sounds small, but I promise you, it's a game changer. Your first $10,000. It's not about being rich. It's not about flashy investing. This number, it's about security, options, confidence. It's the point where a lot of things start click financially. So let's get into why this number is so powerful and how it becomes the foundation of your future wealth. Number one, a new money mindset. The day I crossed $10,000 in my bank account, nothing around me changed, but everything in me did. I remember logging into the app, seeing 5 digits and feeling calm. For the first time, I wasn't holding my breath. If something went wrong, I'd be okay. Most people never feel that. 60% of the Americans live paycheck to paycheck. Most can't even cover $2,000 emergency without borrowing. And society doesn't help either. We are told the rich get richer, like it's a game we can't even play. And with your first 10 grand saved in your bank account, this scene changes. Your brain stops operating from panic and start thinking about power. You stop asking, how do I get through this week? And you start asking, how can I make this grow? And that's the first real step towards wealth. Realizing that money isn't just for spending, it is for building. And once you start seeing that, you can never unsee it. $10,000 won't change how the world treats you, but it will change how you think. And once that shift happens, there's no going back, only ahead. This brings us to our next point. Number two, money compounds, and so does the confidence. First $10,000 was slow, painfully slow. Every dollar I saved felt like a drop in an ocean, barely making a difference. I would stash away $100 here, $50 there, but when I looked at my account, it still felt like I was going nowhere. But then something shifted. I remember reading about how bamboo grows. For years, it stays underground, invisible, nothing happens, and then suddenly it shoots up, growing feet in weeks. And that's exactly what happens with money. At first, every dollar feels small. A 10% return on a $1,000 investment, that's just $100. Not exactly life-changing, but on $10,000, that's $1,000. As your money grows, so does your confidence. And here is what people miss. Money builds slowly and then suddenly. And when money starts working harder than you do, you're already won half the game. Want to get $10,000 faster? My tip would be never see your money. Start with automatic savings. Even 10% of your income going to a high yield saving account builds wealth faster than you think, especially when you never see it. Remember, the hardest part is getting started. Number three, emergencies stop being crisis. Life is unpredictable. Your backup shouldn't be. A while back, my car battery gave up on me in the middle of nowhere. A younger me would have lost it. Credit card maxed out, no savings, completely wrecked for the month. This time, I just got it sorted. Swiped the card, fixed it, and went home. The money at the bank that day didn't just repair my car, but altered my brain chemistry. That's what having $10,000 does. It doesn't make you rich. It just makes problems smaller and quieter. You stop treating every inconvenience like a crisis. Here is how to know if you are living with inconvenience or crisis. Ask yourself, what's something small that totally threw you off in the past? Maybe a broken phone, a medical bill. What would have been different if you had $10,000 in the bank? Need I say more? Let's go to the next point now. Number four, money buys you choices and a power to say no. Before $10,000, I took whatever job I could, worked long hours and kept my head down because I had to. I had paychecks below my capabilities, rolling in every month, but what I didn't have was a choice. But after saving my first $10,000, I realized money doesn't just buy things, it buys choice. I remember a coworker complaining about how much they hated our job. I asked, why don't you leave? They sighed and said, I can't afford to. That hit me hard because I have been that person and I never wanted to be that person again. That's the real flex. Not the designer clothes, not the fancy vacations. It's having the power to walk away when you want to. That's the real power of $10,000. It gives you the ability to say no, so you can start saying yes to the things that actually matters. Number 5, you start playing offense, not just defense. Once you hit the first $10,000 mark, you're no longer scrambling to cover every little expense. You're not freaking out every time something unexpected comes up. You are in a place where you can finally start planning ahead. This is the moment where people usually start investing, and rightfully so, because now they can afford to. Not huge amounts and definitely not all at once, but consistency is the key. Things like index fund, maybe some real estate, and understanding how tax work can actually work in your favor. It sounds complicated at first, but trust me, you'll get the hang of it. When you're struggling financially, even learning about money feels like a luxury. You're too busy surviving to think about wealth. But when you have that $10,000, now you're not just watching people play, but now you are in the game. You're not just hustling for next paycheck. You are building strategy for your future. You are making moves. You stop asking how do I make ends meet and start asking how do I make wealth inevitable. Now, I know how crazy all this might sound. Like really just $10,000 changes everything? And to be fair, you can technically do all of this without hitting 10 grand. You can invest with less. You can build good habits before that. You can start learning and growing wherever you are at. But here's the thing, $10,000 is less about the money and more about the momentum. I have seen it over and over. 10K is life changing. It's not just about money, it's about freedom, confidence, and the control you get. If you're just starting out, just trust me, keep going. First $10,000 is the hardest, and honestly, you deserve a pat on the back for the same. But after that, everything changes. Only if you know how to use it. Don't worry, this is what the red button is for. See you next time.